What's good, guys? It's Fantasy Joe back here with my weekly buy low, sell high. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You're going to want to get all this information. Everything you need to win your fantasy football league is right here. This is your one-stop shop. I post my weekly lessons from every week, what we learned from that we can take moving forward into fantasy from the previous week. Buy this player, sell this player, move on from this guy. This guy's going to get a bigger role moving forward, all that type of stuff. Waiver wire advice, trade advice, rankings, literally everything you need. And if you ever have a question, you can comment down below, and I literally respond to every single comment. You need trade advice. Do I do this trade? Do I add this player? Do I start this guy? I got you guys. Just comment down below. And the comments really help out the algorithm, so I appreciate you guys doing that. Please hit that like button as well. Let's dive in. I'm going to start with my buy lows. This one's a repeat. You've seen him before. It's the man himself. It's Tank Dell. I am still buying on Tank. I think he's a great buy low. 6 targets this last week, 5 for 62. Again, he doesn't have a touchdown, but these numbers are way better than you think. I just think Tank is the second best wide receiver on that team. I'm going to continue to invest in that belief. Moving on, another buy low, and this one kind of brings up a theme. Josh Jacobs is a buy low to me. Wilson had a good week this last week, but the type of volume he's getting is fantastic. 14 carries this last week, but that game was mainly out of hand in the second half. They were up 2 scores the majority of the game. But Jacobs is getting a ton of volume on the ground. I think that's going to continue. I think he's going to be a fantasy force moving forward. I think the Packers just in general are a buy as well. You'll see this next guy we're about to talk about. But the main reason I think they're buys is Jordan Love is coming back. It's been extremely run-heavy attack these few weeks. And I think they'll be more efficient running the ball after this. And now the teams are not, Malik Willis is in the backfield. Now it's Jordan Love. They'll be a little bit more afraid of the threat of the pass. But I think that he is going to have an awesome opportunity moving forward to score more touchdowns. And then another guy I want to bring up, Brandon Aiyuk, on the list last week. Jawan Jennings goes off, and we'll talk about him in here in a little bit, but 10 targets, that's the number you're looking for. He's an extremely elite player. He's the most efficient fantasy football wide receiver this past season. He's going to get back to that. I think a lot of it has to do with missing camp, but the targets are there, the depth chart's there. His talent is there. He is going to succeed. It's just taking a little bit of time. And the price you can get him at right now with all these other owners having absorbed these bad weeks, this is why you buy low. You make these offers on these guys. You offer somebody, see if you can't scoop them up. Jaden Reed's another guy. The way the Packers draw out their scheme, he's involved weekly. He gets targets. He gets carries. 2 other games, he's had 69 yards from scrimmage or more, which is really nice. And obviously, that's a great mark for a playmaker. And like I said, those touchdowns, those passing volume, all those numbers are going to go dramatically up. I think this is a really good offense, and people just aren't fully realizing it yet. This next one, this is a big name by a guy who you go out there and acquire. It's CeeDee Lamb. Now, the reason being, we just got to look at these game logs. 7 targets, 10 the week before, but those are good target numbers. The yards are somewhat mediocre for someone not named CeeDee Lamb, but I think you can go out there, acquire him. It's not going to cost you nearly as much. I think there's people out there who could flip Malik Neighbors in a middle-of-the-pack piece and go get a truly elite threat like CeeDee Lamb to add to their fantasy roster. That just changes your entire roster moving forward. And one more buy low. This running back I really like, Jerome Ford. We talked about him last week, why I like him. He's receiving over 4 targets a game. He's on pace for 73 targets. He's getting carries, 10 carries this last week compared to 2 for Deontay Foreman. He's the starter. That run game is going to get going. That offense might never truly be great, but if it's not, that means I need to lean more on Jerome Ford because Deshaun Watson's struggling. I just think there's a lot of opportunity there. Moving to our sell highs, these are guys I would definitely take and see if I could flip them into players. Like I think there's leagues out there where someone's going to be able to take Jawan Jennings, flip him off this 40-point week, and be able to get a Brandon Aiyuk from someone in their league just not really knowing what's going on. Or to be able to flip him and, take a Jawan Jennings and a pretty solid running back, let's say an Aaron Jones, and be able to go get a Malik Neighbors or a player of that nature. I think there's people that are going to be able to do things like that. This next one pains me. It's Kyren Williams. Again, I'm only selling Kyren if I can sell him as a top 5 RB, which he is right now. The RB3 coming off a 30, that'd be nice. 3 touchdown week, 30-point game. He's a fantastic player. I'm not upgrading now, no thanks. But again, if I can trade him and be able to get myself into a Bijan Robinson, into a Saquon Barkley, a Breece Hall, those are the types of move I would make. I just don't think the Rams offense moving forward is going to be good enough to support crazy touchdown numbers. I still think he's got a really good chance of scoring every week. I think he's just more of a 15-point-a-game guy this year instead of a 20-point-a-game guy. And I think you can sell him close to that 20-point-a-game ceiling that he showed this year and last year. Another guy I try to sell, Stephon Diggs. He typically starts the season really fast. He's a wide receiver 12 right now. He's had some solid weeks. 94 this last week and 12 targets. I think you can flip him. Like I said, if I could trade, you could probably take Diggs right now and be able to acquire Dell and pick up like a J.K. Dobbins or somebody like that, who is my next sell high, speaking of. But J.K. Dobbins is still a sell high. We saw very little volume for Gus Edwards. I think that's going to make owners even higher on him. He didn't have the most points this last week, but still 15 carries. That's great for fantasy football. I just worried about the Achilles, and I think he's just so high right now, the ability to be able to sell him. I would see if I can get him into an elite option at running back, someone who's got more staying power. Then Dallas Goedert, another guy, is the tight end 1 right now, coming off of a 170-yard game, literally career high in receptions and yards. That's something just to take a peek at. I think he'll have one more really good week because I don't think Devonta Smith or A.J. Brown are going to play this week. He should receive a lot of targets. But after that, and that bye week, I think he's going to fall down to earth. If I could flip him, get myself into a trade McBride, or be able to flip Goedert into a bigger one of these pieces. Again, I'll go over my buy lows one more time. Tank Dell, Josh Jacobs, Jaden Reed, CeeDee Lamb, Jerome Ford, Brandon Aiyuk are all buy lows to me. And then my sell highs, Jawan Jennings, Kyren Williams, Stephon Diggs, J.K. Dobbins, and Dallas Goedert. And again, you're trying to upgrade tiers with these guys, and that's what they're going to allow you to do with selling high and buying low. You can flip guys and make a tier move. That's going to affect your roster. You got to think of these weeks as sunk. Obviously, they can show you something, but if you're acquiring a stud who's had a few rough weeks, you're cutting those rough weeks off and you get the rest of the season. You don't need to worry about what's already happened. It's already happened. You can't do anything about it. So take some advantage of some of your worst league mates. Make some of these deals. Make your rosters better. And if you need any trade advice, should I do this deal for this player? Drop in the comments down below. I'll let you guys know. I appreciate your feedback. Love the comments. It really helps out the video. This has been Fantasy Joe. Thank you for watching the Week 4 Buy Low, Sell High. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Leave those comments. I'll see you guys next time.